Hello students, myself Suresh VS. Welcome back to my channel. So let us continue the lesson, The 100 Dresses, Part 2 from your textbook First Flight. So please take page number 75. In the last class, what did we learn? We found that Maddie, Peggy's closest friend, felt really sorry for whatever happened. She wanted to go and meet Vanda Petronsky. Okay? And she wanted to express a sorry for whatever happened in the school. So let us continue the lesson. When school was dismissed in the afternoon, Peggy said, in the afternoon, when the school had ended, Maddie's friend Peggy said to Maddie. And how did she say? That is really interesting. With the pretended casualness. Pretended means acting, that means false, not true. With a pretended, or we can say that a false casualness. Casualness means unconcerned. Or we can say that she pretended that what happened, what is there, that is happening by chance. Or we can say that she was relaxed. She pretended that she was relaxed. Whatever happened in that, she was not feeling any guilty. Okay? I am not least bothered. Such a way. Okay? She said, hey, let us go and see if that kid has left town or not. Peggy said to Maddie, let us go to Vanda Petrosky's house and find out that whether the girl left the city or not. Whether the girl went away from here or not. So Peggy had the same idea. Actually, Maddie had the same idea. Now she understood that her friend also had the same idea to go and meet Vanda Petrosky. Maddie was really happy. Maddie glowed. Then she felt really happy. She became happy. So Peg was really alright, Maddie thought. The two girls hurried out of the building up the street towards Boggins Heights. Now you can see that two girls, Peggy and Maddie, they were going to walking up the hill, Boggins Heights. They walked towards, Boggins Heights. The part of town that wore such a forbidding air on this kind of a November afternoon. Forbidding. Forbidding means very bad or unfriendly. And you see that Boggins Heights, this part of the town that had a very uncomfortable air, means it was very cold breeze that was blowing, and especially this was November afternoon, drizzly means with rain, that means it was raining, damp and dismal. Damp means wet, dismal means sad. That means the whole November afternoon, you see that it looked very uncomfortable with cold as well as cold breeze blowing and with rain. At the same time, they were really unhappy. So here expressing a state of hopelessness. Okay, so that is why the word, damp and dismal, these words have been used. Well, at least said Peggy gruffly. Gruffly means harsh, or we can say that low and harsh voice. I never did call her a foreigner or make fun of her name. So she said abruptly, very suddenly in a harsh and low voice, I never tried to insult that girl. I never tried to, call her a foreigner. I never treated her as a foreigner, or I never tried to make fun of her by her name. I never thought she had the sense of no, we were making fun of her anyway. That is interesting. So I never thought that. That means Peggy, she never thought that Wanda had the idea that they were making fun of her. She thought that she could not understand. Okay, so she thought Wanda had no idea that they were making fun of her. I thought she was too dumb. I thought that she was, that means Peggy thought that Wanda was dumb. Dumb means not able to speak. That means speechless. Or we can say that unable to speak. And now you see that she went and spoke all the things to her father. And Gay, look how she can draw. You see that she was really surprised. Wonderful. How nicely she draws. She is a good artist. Okay, so she said that Wanda was such a great artist. Maddie could say nothing, but this time you see that Maddie was really silent. She did not speak anything. All she hoped was that they could find Wanda. It was in her mind, only one thing that was inside her mind, that she wanted to meet Wanda at any cost. She wanted to tell her that they were sorry, they had picked on her. Picked on her means misbehaved. She wanted to go and tell to her that they were feeling sorry for whatever they had done, for misbehaving with her. Okay. And how wonderful she whole school thought she was. And also she wanted to tell to Wanda Petrovsky that the school, all the school were really admiring her, praising her. How wonderful the whole school were thinking about her. And please not to move away and anybody would be nice. And this also she wanted to tell her, what? Don't go away from there. All students, all the teachers, all would be very nice with you. Wanda, don't go away from here. She and Peggy would fight anybody who was not nice. And if anybody misbehaved with Wanda, both of them were ready to fight with them. That means they would be ever ready to protect her. They won't allow anybody to tease her in future. And these things she wanted to inform Wanda. So Maddie actually wanted to prevent, stop Wanda from going from there and express her sorry, okay, for whatever happened or for the misbehavior. The two girls hurried on. They hoped to get to the top of the hill before dark. So both the students, you can see that both of them, they were moving fast and they wanted to reach at the top of the hill before getting night. I think that was where the Petrovsky lives, said Maddie. So when they reached there, you see that from a distance, Maddie said, I think that Wanda Petrovsky is living in that house. And she pointed to a small white house. Bits of old grass stuck up here and there. Wisp means bunch. And stuck here and there along the pathway like a thin kittens. See, thin bunches of grass grew along the pathway. Okay? Thin bunches of old grass grew along the path, along the way. Okay? And you see that this grass, it looked like thin kittens. The bunch of grass looked like a thin, kittens. The house and its sparse little yard looked shabby but clean. Sparse means small in area. The house as well as the little yard, the courtyard, the little courtyard and the house, how did it look? It looked shabby. Shabby means in poor condition. It looked in poor condition, but it was neat and clean. It reminded Maddie of Wanda's wonders. So, after seeing the house and the surroundings, though it was shabby, in poor condition, which looked very neat and clean, it looked like what? It looked like means she thought about Wanda's dress. Wanda's dress was also looked shabby, but it was clean. And her faded blue cotton dress shabby but clean. There was not a sign of life about the house. When they reached there, they could not see anybody there. There was not even a sign of a person even inside the house or outside. And Peggy knocked firmly on the door, but there was no answer. She and Maddie went around to the backyard and knocked there. So once they knocked on the front door, they did not get any answer. They went to the backside door. There also they knocked, but they could not get any answer. Still there was no answer. There was no doubt about it. So it was confirmed what the Petronskis were gone. The Petronskis family had gone from there. They already left the house. How could they ever make amends? So that was their worry. How could they ever make amends? What is the meaning of make amends? To show that one is sorry for being something good. Okay? Doing something good. And how they were going to, tell sorry to her. How they were going to, make amends. That was their worries. They turned slowly and made their way back down the hill. And from there, they started their return journey. They started to descend the hill. Well, anyway, said Peggy, she has gone now. So what can we do? What can we do now? Already she has gone. Besides, when I was asking her about all her dresses, she probably was getting good ideas for her drawings. And you see that I think when I asked her about her 100 dresses, she was getting inspiration for her drawing competition. And from that she got inspiration to draw 100 dresses. Okay, she might not even have won the contest otherwise. I think that was the reason for her victory in the competition. Otherwise she would not have be successful in the competition or won the contest. Maddie turned this idea carefully over in her head, and you see that Maddie also tried to convince herself. Maddie also tried to convince herself what Peggy said may be true. Actually, she might have got the idea to draw these 100 dresses from Peggy only, as she teased her. For if there were anything in it, she would not have to feel so badly. If Peggy said was right, so no need to be worried about this. Okay, no need to feel bad about this, Maddie thought. But that night she could not get to sleep. But that night you can see that Maddie was unable to sleep. She thought about Wanda and her faded blue dress and the little house she had lived in, and she was going on thinking. It came like a flashback in her mind. Then Wanda, her blue dress, as well as the little house on the top of the hill where she lived and all. Yes, and she was going on introspecting all the things. And she thought of the glowing picture those 100 dresses made all lined up in the classroom. Not only that, she thought about those beautiful pictures of 100 dresses which were lined up in the classroom. Okay, she thought about that also. At last, Maddie sat up in bed and pressed her forehead tight in her hands and really thought she could not sleep. So at last she got up from the bed, and she pressed her forehead tightly on her hands and started thinking very deeply. This was the hardest thing she had ever done. And you see that in her life, she has never thought such a way. This was the hardest thing Maddie had ever done. After a long time, she reached an important conclusion. And after thinking for a long time, she has reached a very important conclusion. Okay, what was the conclusion that he has reached at? She was never going to stand by. Stand by means just stand and see, like a person who witnessed the things. And she is not going to, never going to be a stand by and say nothing again. That means she will stand against the injustice. If she sees, she thought, if she sees any wrongs in front of her, what she would do, she would protect. Okay. And against the wrongs, and will never say nothing when she has to. That means whenever, wherever, and whenever she has to speak, she would speak, she would protest, Okay, she won't allow others to, yes, do injustice to others, she thought. If she ever heard anybody picking on someone means treating someone unkindly or unfairly or criticizing. And any places, anywhere, if anybody tries to, yes, criticize others, insult others, or treat unfairly others, and or making fun with others, okay, because they had strange names, what she would do? She would, yes, protest it. She would speak against it. She would speak up. She won't remain silent like earlier. Even if it meant losing Peggy's friendship, even if it is, she doesn't consider whether she lose the friendship of Peggy or not. Even if she lose the friendship of Peggy, also she was ready to, yes, protest in the future. She had no way of making things right with Vanda. No, she cannot, yes, express her sorry with Vanda because Vanda has already gone from there. It is past. She could not do anything now. But from now on, she would never make anybody else that unhappy again. That means she could not go in the past to make amends, yes, with Vanda now, but she had taken a decision that she would never make anybody else that unhappy again. She would never try to make any other person unhappy. Okay, she would never do any such a mean act of making any person, any student, any friends unhappy when, Maddie thought such a way. She had taken a strong decision. Dear students, I hope all of you understood this part. We will discuss the last part in the next video. Thank you for watching it. Please like and subscribe my channel. Thank you very much.